Hello folks, this is Christopher Kranjec here with the Kranjec Valley Angus Farm of Markland, Missouri. Today we're here to talk about our bulls and how we think that we can make you more money and that we separate our program quite a bit from every other program in the state of Missouri. We have roughly 35 years of proven AI pedigrees in our herd, even from the folks we bought our initial herd from. And I'm just here to explain our program to you today, and we have a bull for everyone. No matter what your price point is, we have a bull for you. We're not just selling you bulls, folks. We're selling you genetics, an investment, and a management program. So as I said, our customers are not looking for bulls, but they're looking for a new generation of bulls that can give them more unassisted calving calves, more weaning pounds, taller frame cattle that can show muscle but they don't look fat, more milk production from replacement heifers so they can raise the calves on good grass and not just on feed. And then we're trying to raise easy keeping cows. Okay folks, so how do we do this for you? Well, we do it with EPDs. Well, what are EPDs? They are literally called estimated progeny differences. The main ones that we're going to talk with today and how they can make you more money are four traits: calving ease direct, weaning weight EPD, yearling height EPD, and milk EPD. What is CED, calving ease direct? Well, it's expressed as a difference in percentage of unassisted births with a higher value indicating a greater calving ease in first calf heifers. It predicts the average difference in ease of calving with a sire's calves that will be born when he is bred to virgin heifers. So the main thing to remember here, folks, is the Show Me Select Heifer program says that a bull that has a +7 on CED or greater is acceptable for breeding heifers. Weaning weight EPD. So this is expressed in pounds. It's a predictor of a bull's ability to transmit weaning growth pounds to his calves compared to that of other bulls. So, this is the trait that most of our customers are going to need to be looking at. The number one trait, from people that sell their calves from 5 to 9 months old. It's extremely important. So here's our example. We got Bull A here's got a weaning weight EPD of 70. Bull B's got a weaning weight EPD of 50. Okay. So if we bred both bulls under the same conditions, same management, same everything, to large groups of cattle, 100 cows each, we'll say, everything held constant, we would see at weaning time that Bull A's calves would be on the average 20 pounds heavier than Bull B's calves. Because, once again, 70 minus 50 is 20-pound difference. So the breed average for Angus is 50, but that's how you read that number. So this is extremely important. So continued, you can use a little tool here and you can make a management decision on your farm. So it's basically what you got to do is follow this formula. So let's say you're comparing those two bulls right there that we were just talking about, the 70 versus the 50. You basically take that 20-pound difference in the two bulls times the number of cows that you have that bull would breed a year, times the average selling price of your calves that you project, times the number of years that you will use the bull in the herd, is how much added value that bull has over another bull. That doesn't mean that's how much he's worth. This is how much more he can provide your ranch than one bull versus another, only on weaning weight EPD. So here's our example. Bull A is a 70, Bull B is a 50. Okay. Well, the added value of Bull A is 20 pounds, average herd of 40 cows a year. Let's assume we're going to get 150 per pound for our calves over the next few years. Let's say we use him for 4 years. Well, that means that Bull A is worth, to this guy that's got 40 cows, he's worth $4,800 more, or he will make him $4,800 more than Bull B. This is what this means. That's not the number he's worth. That's how much more he will make the person who buys the bull, assuming he's there for 4 years. So this is really cool tool, folks. Can make you a lot of money if you use it correctly. So, you want to use this calculation when you're comparing these bulls to see how much money you can make. Yearling height EPD, a predictor of a sire's ability to transmit yearling height expressed in inches compared to that of other sires. So here's our example. We got bull A, yearling height EPD 1.0. Okay. Bull B, yearling height EPD 0.0. Okay. So what does this mean if you compare these two bulls? Well, that means that bull A will produce calves at yearling time that would be on the average 1 inch taller than the calves of bull B. The American Angus average of this is 0.4. So this is actually more valuable than yearling frame score because it actually shows the increase of height on a calf crop. If you think about it, frame score of a bull just tells you how tall he is. It does not tell you how tall his calves will be. Well, this actually is telling you how much taller his calves will be based on a population. Milk EPD, a predictor of a sire's genetic merit for milk and mothering ability as expressed in his daughters compared to the daughters of other sires. In other words, it's a part of the calf's weaning weight attributed to milk and mothering ability. So our example here is bull A is a milk EPD of 20, bull B is a milk EPD of 30. Now remember, the average for the American Angus is a 23 at milk. Okay, what does this tell us? That tells us that the daughters of bull B will produce calves on the average that will be 10 pounds heavier at weaning time than the daughters of bull A's calves under the same management. This 10-pound difference of weaning weight is a result of milking capacity of the daughters of bull B. This is not from weaning weight growth or from creep feed. Genomic scores, DNA testing. This is another way that we separate our program from others. So what is a genomic score DNA testing? Well, the first thing it does is it confirms who the father and the mother are of the animal being tested. The second thing it does is provides us enough data that is equivalent of a first calf crop of calves. This roughly lets us see somewhere in the 3 to 6 years in the future range. The third thing it does, it gives us a strength of a score of each trait ranked from 1 to 100, 1 being the best, 100 being the worst. So how'd they do this? Researchers mapped the bovine genome for 50,000 traits and figured out where relevant traits in the DNA strand are, and they gave each trait a score based on that trait strength. So example is, birth weight, weaning weight, milk, something like that. So in essence, folks, this is what we're trying to say. They figured out that right here is weaning weight. And over here, this is birth weight. And over here, this is C, E, D. And they just figured out where these traits are on the DNA strand, and they began to measure them. So that's how that works, and that's how they're determining what the strength of these traits are based on where they're located in the DNA strand. Now, going back to this second point of enough data that's equivalent of a first calf crop of calves. That roughly means, folks, that you would have to turn in, depending on the trait, somewhere between 10 and 24 calves worth of data, meaning that you would have to buy a bull, breed him to your cows, then wait for the calves to be born, and I think it's like record 24 birth weights, maybe 18 weaning weights, turn that information back into the American Angus Association to have the equivalent amount of accuracy as we give you when we do this DNA testing. So we are, as we said before, we are literally seeing into the future. And if you think about milk production, that would mean that we have to have, I think, 10 or 15 daughters of a bull. So now we're talking closer to 6 years before we have the calves of those daughters, which we can measure. That's why this information is so important, because we want to give our customers the most accurate information to make a decision when you come buy a bull from us. The other thing that this DNA testing can do, folks, is it kind of eliminates the smoke and mirrors of the Angus business, and gives a lot of integrity to the EPDs, because we're backing them up with more accuracy. And this information, these DNA scores, that's not what we say or our neighbor says. That is what the geneticists at the American Angus Association say is running in the blood of the bull that you buy from us. And those, obviously, all these scores go back into the EPDs and are backing the EPDs up. So you still look at the EPDs, folks, but just understand that the EPDs are being backed up by a DNA test. Bulls raised in the real world. Let's see what my dad's doing.
Good morning, folks. We want to just show you when we raise these bulls, they are on the rough hills. This hill is probably 570 feet elevation, and it's probably 150 feet higher than what the ground is below us. This is how we raise them. They got to make it on their own. They got to graze on this fescue grass that's on this hill. There is rocks here. There is fescue here. We don't pamper them. They are being forced to make it on their own. They eat protein plus with the minerals, so they grow healthy. Otherwise, they grow slowly, and they got to make it just like they're going to do it on your own farm.
We just don't want the bulls to fall apart at your place, and that's why we don't raise big fat bulls that will fall apart on your place that were in a feedlot.
Our bulls are not on the feedlot. They are slowly growing. That's why we keep them for you up to 2 years old. So when they are 2 years old, they are ready. Not when they are a year old. Not when they are 14 months old like the other people sell. They are babies. These boys will be ready next spring. These are 16 to 18 months old calves, and they are just growing for another 6 months for you. So when you get them, they'll be 2 years old, and they will be ready.
And folks, we want to make sure if there's any feet issues or any leg issues, if they're going to break their leg or their feet on these rocks or their hills, it's going to happen on this place, not when it comes to your place. They were conditioned, ready to go to your place with a hill like this.
You should see how they have to go to the water, to the creek, through the gravel. We force them to be tough. Tough, tough, tough. So they make it on your farm.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Bringing the best genetics of the country to our farm in Missouri. We bring our customers the best genetics in the form of artificial insemination, embryo transfer, herd bulls, donor cows, so we can make our customers as much money as possible. And wherever these animals are in the country, we go there, and if they're at the top end of the Angus breed, that's what we bring to our farm, folks. The bull in the video was purchased from Gardner Angus Ranch of Ashland, Kansas. They are ranked as the number 3 Angus herd in America for largest number of Angus cow registrations. And we bought this bull for $12,000 for half interest in the bull. You're going to see a lot of different bulls and females coming from this bull in the near future. He's going to be one of our best bulls when it comes to low birth weight, weaning weight, yearling frame, docility, and marbling. Final notes, folks. Calves that you see here in these pictures are weaning calves that we weaned when they were roughly 7 to 9 months of age. So you can kind of see how big they were at that age when we weaned them. All bulls we sell are going to be semen tested. All bulls that we sell are going to be guaranteed against breeding injury for 120 days after the date of sale if they're not with other bulls. We're giving you a lot of information here today, folks. But all this information combined is why we believe that we can provide our customers with more value and make our customers more money. And folks, we always have a bull for everyone. So come over to the Kranjec farm and let us show you how we raise our animals and show you the cow herd. We'd love to learn about your cow herd and how we can help you and how we can make you successful. Thank you. Have a great day.